So we're going to take some store cattle to Northallerton today. These just aren't going to finish in time. So how did the cattle do? Well, mixed feelings about it, really. What happened?
I don't know.
Shit. There, how do I fix that? Good morning and welcome back to the latest Blackmore Family video. In today's video we are going to take some cattle to the store market. There was a comment in one of the last videos suggesting that we might have been better taking some cattle to stores instead of taking them fat. So we thought we'd give it a go. These cattle won't quite be ready, so it's not a direct comparison. But they wouldn't be far off being ready, so come with us and we'll show you how we get on. So we're going to take some store cattle to Northallerton today. These just aren't going to finish in time. We're starting to not run out of shed space, but we've got the next batch of cars need to come into the sheds, so we need to make a bit of room. And these, you know, they won't take long to finish, but they're just not going to have time. They'll be about 550 kilos, nearly 600, somewhere there. So yeah, we're going to try them in the store market. We've never really sold cattle this age. It'll be about 22 months for these guys. So let me know what you think, what they're going to make. So that's us, we've got to Northallerton now, we've got the cattle dropped off, we've just washed the trailer out and got parked up. We'll go inside the mart and see if we can find the cattle. So there's 225 cattle in today, 50 cull cows and then 20 like store bulls and 185 store cattle. So that's where we'll be in the store cattle bit. And the cattle will be anything from straight off cows to sort of 22, 24 months old, which is what ours are, the sort of second years. Overwintered, but unfortunately the ballot has been drawn at 21, so pen 21, and we are pen 20, so that means that we're going to be the last in the sale today. So yeah, not sure how that's going to affect trade, but it is what it is. Someone has to be last.
Out from 24, straight middle. That's 2400 bits. 2400 and 100 and 100 and 100. That's reaction service 2060, 2080, 21, 2120, 2140, 2140, 60, 2180, 2180, 80, 80, 80. Out the front line. 2180, 2180, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80. Snow's up next. Look here for a how long that, proper effort that, put in there, 22 in, 21, 2,000 away then in, 2,000 in, 1,000, 20, 40, 40, 60, 80, 20, 80, 20, 80, 20, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, all out front, 80 to go, 20, 80, 20, 80, 20, 80, 50, 20, 80, 50, 80, 50, 80, 50, 51, 20, 40, 21, 40, 20, yes and now, 21, 60, 80, 22, 22, 100, bing. Smart again now, have a look. We're in there, 22, 21 up, 21, 2,000 in there, 2, 2, 9, 20, 40, 60, 90, 60, good, 90, 60, 60, 60, good, 19, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, out the front now, 19, 80 out. 80, 1980, out the front, close to me. 1980, 50, 80, 50, 80, 1980. And again now, a bullet coming this time. That's smart. Hold now, it's in shape. Half a minute right there, 19 away. 1980 starting, 80 bid, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 20, 40, 60, 90, 80, 82, 2000, 20, 20, 20, 40, 20, 40, 20, 60, 20, 60, 80, 21, 20, 40, 21, 40, all close up, middle I got, 21, 40, 21, 40, 40, that's reaction turn, 21, 40.
So how did the cattle do? Well, mixed feelings about it, really. As you can see, the ring was pretty empty by the time we got to the end of the sale, so there wasn't many buyers left. Another thing that did annoy me a little bit is we were, obviously I didn't really explain about the ballot, but the ballot is basically the mart draw it before the sale so that it sort of determines who's basically going to go first and who's going to go last. Otherwise, if they just went off who booked their cattle in first, there's going to be no incentive to book in first because you're going to be first through the ring, which no one wants to be first, but no one wants to be last either. So they pick the ballot, so it's a random number, and it sets who goes through when. However, when there's unentered cattle, they should always go at the end of the sale. But what actually happened, or seemed to happen, is we sold from 21 to the end of the lotting, and then when we came back to number 1, instead of going to number 1, we seemed to have sold the unentered cattle, which seemed a little bit unfair. However, I don't think it made much difference, but yeah, just not ideal. Trade-wise, I think if we'd have been in the middle of the sale, we probably would have done another £50 a head more, but hard to know. But however, they still sold okay. The Belgian Blue did 2,140. That Red Rowan heifer did 1980. A little bit disappointed with that, but you know, is what it is. The other two didn't sell, but the other three didn't. No, the other two didn't sell so badly. So, and we actually ended up replacing the black heifer with just a red heifer. You might have seen it when I was looking through the mart, and that did 2,200, which I'm pretty pleased with that. But if we're to work it back, if there'd have been sold as fat cattle, them cattle, I weighed them about 2-3 weeks back, and they were about 550 kilos average wise. So they would have been heavier than that when we took them, but when you actually take cattle to the market, you do see a bit of a weight reduction. So if we're comparing the mart prices, you know, we'll see probably 20 kilos less over the mart scales versus the scales at home. So the weight that they would have gained over these last couple of weeks wouldn't be there when we got into the mart. So if we're going to compare mart prices, it's a level playing field. So if you work it back, they'd have had to have been about 370, 380 a kilo live weight, which I think them cattle would have done that live weight. I would have said some of them would have done more, but admittedly they weren't ready for selling fat. So, you know, overall, fine. But I don't think we're any better off for selling them stores. So yeah, that's my views on selling stores versus selling them fat. So these are some cool yows and some weather lambs, and they're just getting a few oats out the back of the snacker just to keep them going. They're not far away, but they just want a little bit of finish on them, so the oats should just help put a bit of finish on them. We may just build these up onto ad lib and put a hopper in. Guess they don't waste a lot, but it's not perfect them eating them all off the floor. So the sooner we can get them onto a hopper, then the better, really. So the yows that we're scanning tomorrow are down at Hareham, so we aren't going to bring them home. We're going to try and scan them down here. We've got some buildings down here. It's got a very old race system in it, so hopefully it'll be good enough, but we need to get the shed emptied out. So we get some machinery moved, and there's the race. As you can see, it's pretty crude and it's going to want some clearing up, so we'll start and clear it up and get it ready for tomorrow. got the shed emptied out and the race sorted out. We're just about to head back down there now to put the sheep in the shed overnight, ready for tomorrow. So we'll see you. We'll show you that in the next one. So keep an eye out for that. It'll probably come out probably in a week. So thanks for watching. Please, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.